Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniature, and I have got to talk fast because my daughter's friends are coming over, and I'm not supposed to embarrass her, so just bear with me. But today, I had to get this off my chest because I didn't get around to it the first time, but since these guys have gotten a new lease on life and were being offered again by the Dragon Trappers Lodge, well, it's time we gave them their just due. I talk none other than the HAZMAT Gnomes. Now, the HAZMAT Gnomes from Dragon Trappers Lodge originally were released with the Slimes versus Mimics set that they had. And the Dragon Trappers Lodge, if you're not really familiar, shame on you, number one. But number two, time to familiarize yourself with just the absolute astounding variety that they have come up with. So when I first saw these guys, I was like, oh my god, I have to have them. Because look at them, they're just like madcap little guys in fantasy hazmat suits. Now, they say they're gnomes, but you could make them whatever you want, really. I mean, he's lobbing potions, standing on a big one, and I did prime these if you're curious. They are keyed like most of the other Dragon Trappers Lodge models, so they have a nice little square cut on the bottom of their feet that then attaches to the base. I did not care for the resin that I used for these guys, so that's why they've already been primed. I usually just show these things in the raw au naturel, but I couldn't help myself. It was kind of ugly, and I was like, I really wanted to make sure that the details came through, which they seem to have. So we've got our friend dancing around on the giant potion. There were quite a few poses. I didn't print everything, mostly due to time constraints. I don't know what they're up to with these, but that's half the fun with this set, is they can be doing just about anything. We've got a variety, like I said, of various poses. One of my favorites is this guy with the clipboard, taking a look at things. And so you could use these for just about anything, let's be honest. They're just kind of wacky, bizarre, fun, and considering all of the various whimsical settings and types of models, we've had critter folk, we've had island coconut spirits, we've had slimes, we've had oozes, we've had kobolds in World War II gear, we've had ice spirits, and this is just stuff that I've got handy painted. We've had the various glow hoppers that have, well, they've been retired in favor of the ferrets, but that's a whole different story. We've had shark armies. We've had the Children of the Flame, the dragon troops that go along with the kobolds. I mean, there's just been a ton of stuff, but I mean, these things, you could use them, I'm sure, for servitors, for some kind of clockwork, minions, for just about any kind of goofy thing. You want to start a whole army of them? I mean, they have a couple of these sprayer types. You can use those. The diorama effects that you could be putting together with these guys, I'm sure if you wanted to have them as goblins, that'd probably work. If you wanted to clip off the little pegs for their feet to make them a little bit bigger, that would probably work too. Gnomes, being gnomes, are a bit small. Using my traditional GW dwarf here, you could see, well, the GW guy is going to be a little bit thicker, but size-wise, they're about the same. Grabbing a GW human, I know you're around here somewhere, mister. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what size a typical gnome is supposed to be. I know they're supposed to be a little bit thinner than a dwarf, but in terms of scale, I don't even know. Because let's be honest, if I'm playing an RPG, I'm playing something interesting and funky. Not just a boring little guy with, like, spiky hair and automatons running around. With a Reaper figure here, trying to see what else we've got handy, just to give you guys a good idea of what to expect in terms of size. I know it's not the most setting appropriate, but a typical Wargames Atlantic. This is one of their Death Fields, Rumjaeger, but, most of their guys are just about the same size, as I said. So, you got a good idea of what to expect with these. Since these were released with Copperlock Zoo and with the Slimes versus Mimics, they obviously come with a ton of other monsters, which particularly is one of my favorite things about the Dragon Trappers Lodge, is because they just have ridiculous big monsters that are always going to be quite fun and thematic. So if you want to have a bunch of these guys working to wrangle said monsters into submission, I think that's kind of the idea of why they were included. The Copperlock Zoo set had quite a few throwback models like the HAZMAT gnomes, but then there were quite a few new ones as well. So even if you've been a veteran of the lodge, there's still a lot of fun to be had. If you haven't had a chance to check out Copperlock Zoo while it's still available, you might want to do that. If it's not the current month that it's available, do take solace in the fact that you can always get these things with discounts if you are a member for the month of whatever funding style you wish. But we'll have that link down below. You guys can take a look yourselves, and hopefully you're going to enjoy them as much as I do. And if you want to see these guys painted, I can pretty much guarantee they'll show up some Monday at some point in our weekly painting progress videos. So with that said then, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.